If you've ever hated shooting shotguns because of the massive recoil, go ahead and like this video and subscribe to the channel. Guys, what I have today is very exciting. It is the V6 Muzzle Brake for the 12 gauge shotgun made by Bad Boy Guns here. And this thing looks just like a V6 engine block. Look how cool that is, guys. What I want to do today is do some tests with this muzzle brake. I already own one of these V6 muzzle brakes, so I'm a very big fan of these actually. And I have it on my KSG, Keltec KSG shotgun right here. And this thing really controls the recoil and muzzle flip or muzzle rise of the shotgun, no matter what you're shooting, 3-inch shells, slugs, buckshot, anything like that. It really does improve a lot. But one big reason I did put this muzzle brake on the KSG anyway is because that muzzle, without it, that muzzle is so close to your hand. And so there's a little bit of improvements that I've done here in order to prevent my hand slipping off and coming in contact in front of the muzzle there and blowing my hand off. Which that's actually happened, and I'll show a picture of that too. Somebody actually shot their hand off because their hand got too close to the muzzle. So a couple improvements I did was added this angle forend here where I put my hand in it like this, so that when I want to rack the gun, because this is a pump shotgun, right? I pretty much pull back with this index finger, and then when I slide it forward, the rest of the hand is pushing forward on this ledge. So that's very beneficial and helpful. Another thing is if my hand were to ever slip, at least I'm coming up and contacting the V6 muzzle brake here. So this extra 4 inches or so really does help give you some more protection. So that's my previous experience with the V6 muzzle brake. I love it, it's great, and does a great job. So I have this new semi-automatic bullpup shotgun. I guess not really new, but I've had it for maybe around 6 months, almost a year now. And it's a semi-automatic bullpup shotgun, and I wanted to also get the V6 muzzle brake on it, but they don't make a V6 muzzle brake specifically for this shotgun, and they don't make them for every specific gun, but there are ways to still install it. One way is to get yourself, along with the V6 muzzle brake, this Benelli choke adapter. So this part of the adapter here will screw in to your normal choke tube, and then the V6 muzzle brake will screw on to the end of that. Let's kind of go over the design of the V6 muzzle brake. So you got some very sharp corners I've already noticed. So that's going to kind of not be so comfortable when you're screwing this onto your gun. Other thing I noticed is that looking through here, it's very smooth and round where all the cuts were for the 6 cutouts here on the sides. But also, if you look inside there, you can kind of see you have the square, right? But you also see a little bit of it's kind of curved, but also blocking or trying to capture that gas to direct it up and out. And you see that on all 6 of these little circular or curved holes in there. But everything is very wide and very big chambered holes in this V6 muzzle brake. So the idea is that when you shoot, the gases are going to direct down because they're going to be coming out, right? Which is in effect pushing the muzzle brake down, which then in effect helps your recoil management and muzzle rise. So let's get some slow-mo and some good tests on this as well, right? There's a lot of other tests online that are on YouTube that you can find about these, and those are all really good tests. And I would just like to do my own test here. With the ATI Bulldog, a few things will be to shoot without the muzzle brake first. I want to see how fast I can get follow-up shots and get back on target. And then we'll do the same with the V6 muzzle brake. And then what I'd like to do is also get some slow motion of no muzzle brake, and then slow motion with the V6 muzzle brake. And then after that, just have some fun, I think, and then I'll just talk to you guys about it and what I think about it, okay? Let's just go over some of the ammunition that I'll be using today. Magazines are already preloaded, but I brought some few rounds of ammunition. So one of the rounds is from Sauk Ammunition. Really big discount on Palmetto the other day, so that's what I bought these. I'm not sure what they are. I thought they were American, because if you Google Sauk or something, Sauk Ammunition, something comes up in Wisconsin, but the box has a bunch of foreign writing on it, which I didn't bring the box today because it was all torn up and everything. So, and then I got some other slugs if we get to them, and some buckshot from Sterling, which Global Ordnance always has a great deal on this kind of shotgun ammunition, guys, if you want to check them out. All right, so with that, let's go ahead and start shooting, okay? Okay, guys, we also have a target placed 16 yards away from where I'll be shooting. I'll be aiming right here. This is the ATI Bulldog without the V6 muzzle brake. Let's see how it goes. Okay, we got the gun loaded with some slugs here. This is the ATI Bulldog without the V6 muzzle brake. Am I even sighted in? Okay, this sight is not sighted in, but at least I'm on paper. I'm not too far left and right. We're just low at 16 yards. Okay, I thought I had this gun sighted in since the last time I took it to the range, which probably was about early 2022, and now we're getting into September here. Actually, it was late last year. But anyway, not too bad, but I think, you know, you definitely feel that recoil. It did take me some time to maybe get back on sight, so that was the first shots today, probably just a little bit of a warm-up. And what I forgot to do was actually put the Mantis X10 on there to actually measure the recoil. So let's go ahead and do that and then redo this test. Okay, so I finally got it sighted in. First shot here, and then a couple here, and then I finally got it up to where I was aiming. First original shot here, and then smack dab right in the bullseye. Now we can do the proper test. Okay, we're gonna redo that test because this was not sighted in properly as I thought it was. Things must have got jostled around or something like that while moving things over the past year with all of the guns. So anyways, we're good to go. This time I remembered that we're going to use the Mantis X10 to get the numbers and data for the recoil, muzzle rise, angle, and muzzle width. So we can actually see if there's a difference between without having any V6 muzzle brake and then putting the V6 muzzle brake on it. So same test, 16 yards, top left target there. Go ahead and close the bolt here. And we're off safe and we're ready to go. One tip that I like to recommend is that the gun barrel and everything here and the recoil is all in line at the top. So take the butt of your stock, put it like on the outside of your pec, and really squeeze and get that pocket in there to also help manage the recoil. Now this might cause you to tilt your head to the side like this, which isn't good. You just really need to bring up everything to your eye and move your neck and head forward on that cheek, okay? On that cheek riser here. The reason I say to have that buttstock right here lower versus how some people bring it up higher like this, and so when you have that recoil, it's going to go straight into your shoulder if you had it down like this. If you didn't, it's going to have a tendency to go up. So there's all these things that you need to do to also try to help mitigate recoil and follow-up shots, okay? Okay, that wasn't too bad. You do definitely feel that kick. But yeah, let's go talk about it at the target. Okay, so I count 4 holes here, probably just because maybe I didn't focus that front sight quick enough. Probably a wad hit here. We can look at it on the camera. You guys probably saw it before I got here. But anyways, more or less, you know, it took me some time to try and find that sight and to find that target again. And so that's why we probably see 4 here, and the 5th one, I'm not sure where it went, left or right. Good thing I didn't hit the camera, right? But yeah, so we'll try to see if we get any improvement with the V6 muzzle brake as far as less recoil and faster follow-up acquisition on the sights, okay? Okay, so let's just quickly go over the numbers from the Mantis X10. So there's 5 shots that you can see that are recorded. And the first shot, we had a muzzle rise of 4.79, recoil width of 2.92, and a recoil angle of 11.72. And then on the second shot, 4.14 degrees on the muzzle rise, recoil width 3.16 degrees, and recoil angle 15.10. On the third shot, 3 degrees, 3.01 on the muzzle rise, 4.42 degrees on the recoil width, and 55.6 or 55.36 on the recoil angle. That means I really pulled it right or left. That was probably me trying to readjust and find that sight again quickly. For the fourth shot, muzzle rise 2.93, had a little bit better muzzle control there. Recoil width 4.36 and recoil angle 57.16, so that's also pretty high there. And then on the 5th shot, 2.67 on the muzzle rise, 38.98 on the width, and the angle 75. So I don't know, maybe we can kind of disregard that recoil angle a little bit, but who knows, maybe in the slow-mo you can actually see maybe I'm working against it with my support hand. But in general, that muzzle rise went from 2.67 to 4.79. So around that range. Let's see if we can get it even lower with the V6 muzzle brake. And you know, the recoil width pretty much stayed around the same, except for the last one. There was a, I don't know, it's always the last shot. Maybe since it's the last shot and I'm done with the gun and everything, it's still kind of calculating those movements. But anyway, the recoil width was not too bad. It was between 2.92 and 4.36. Okay guys, we are ready, I think, for the installation of the V6 muzzle brake. So I took my 5 shots already and got some slow-mo capture for us later to review. But let's go ahead and install this and do the same test that we just did with 5 rounds on the target and see if we can make faster follow-up shots and be maybe a little bit more accurate. I don't know. My accuracy is pretty good, but it depends, you know. You can be accurate and slow or accurate and fast, and we'll see if any of those are changed. Go ahead and get your choke tube adapter. Also, by the way, you got to have your awesome kit from ATI that has all of these chokes and this cool little torque wrench or choke wrench, which is, I think, one of the best ones out there and can kind of fit all kinds of chokes out there. By the way, the gun is empty. I just didn't take the magazine, okay? Chamber's been open, nothing in there at all, but you definitely want to make sure you're not loaded when you're doing anything here around the muzzle. So I shot probably 5, 10, 15 rounds so far, and this gun was clean, and now you can see with 15 rounds of slugs, that really gets this thing quite dirty and everything, but we'll have fun cleaning that. I do know that a lot of that lead does get into that barrel, and you're gonna have fun cleaning it when you're doing shotgun shooting, okay? All right, anyway, go ahead and grab this cool little choke adapter. I will post a link or something. I'll let you know where to get it in the description. I got to be careful with the links I post because there's a few videos that have been taken down because of posting links to where you can buy ammunition, for example. I didn't even know that was against the community guidelines, so I got to watch that. All right, so anyway, you also could get a crush washer here so that when you screw on the V6 muzzle brake that you can actually key it in the right position. I didn't get that. I'm going to choose to just get Loctite and put that on these threads later when I get home and actually get done cleaning this. I won't put Loctite in the choke part of it because obviously if you want to take this off and switch chokes to something else, you want to be able to do that. Otherwise, you're going to need some heat with the heat gun and really heat it up to get it off. I was going to do some tests with the KSG with and without the V6 muzzle brake, but with the KSG, I already have that on there pretty good with Loctite. I didn't really want to mess with taking it off and then putting it back on and redoing everything again. But I think you'll still get the point with the V6 muzzle brake on the ATI. So here it's gotten really snug without the crush washer even, and when I made it aligned with the top of the gun, it seems like it might be all right, but let's see if we can go one more turn. Nope, not without hurting my hands on these sharp edges. Okay, we're gonna leave it like that, and we're just gonna have to make sure it stays aligned like that because I don't have a Loctite, but when I get home, we'll do all that then. So anyway, let's go ahead and try and shoot this 5 times and see how it goes. Hopefully get some good images there on the camera, okay, for you. So okay, let's go ahead and do 5 shots with the V6 muzzle brake. This time I got the old 10-round magazine in it from Panzer actually, and Panzer magazines do fit the ATI Bulldog. Hopefully it doesn't have any malfunctions or misfeeds, but let's see how it goes. We'll be shooting at the bottom left target here. We also got the Mantis X10 ready to go. That was 5 shots, right? Yep, got 10 rounds in there, so I was going to blow off the mag. But anyway, the V6 muzzle brake did not spin or turn on me. And you can already see it's getting a little cloudy from just 5 shots even. I did notice that when you do shoot with the V6 muzzle brake, you get a lot of the buildup of the carbon here on the flat edges, which you can already see that right there probably, or you can scrape it off. So that's going to be fun to clean. But cool thing is you got the ultrasonic cleaner and Slip 2000. By the way, if you want 10% off of Slip 2000 products, go ahead and look at the link below and use code Delta Alpha Bravo when checking out. Okay, just to review the target, I was aiming here. I'm not going to say that it's not sighted in. It's just me aiming at the ground, and I was using the really fine sight actually. So I think that's a wad there, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I did kind of hesitate because I wanted to make sure that that V6 muzzle brake did not spin or turn on me, and once I realized it was good, I just continued my shot. So hopefully the last 3 were right here once I did that. But wow, pretty good accuracy out of the ATI Bulldog. And with the V6 muzzle brake, I feel like the grouping is a lot tighter than it is here. These must be wads. I was like, where did those come from? So in any case, I'm going to probably do a couple more shooting off camera at these 2 targets, and then I'll come back and talk to them, see what I think about that V6 muzzle brake, and really compare it without the V6 muzzle brake. Okay guys, we did a few shots here off camera. I was aiming here, but as you can see, when I was aiming here, the shots were high. I was aiming here, shots were high, right? So we're consistent here. I don't know how many went over the top, but you can see that I had a few cool different groupings here. Group of 3, group of 3, group of 3 here. But I mean, I was kind of shooting fast and slow here all at the same time, trying to really get a good feel of that muzzle brake for the ATI Bulldog. But anyway, those groups I feel like are pretty good considering the speed of the shots and everything. Over here without the muzzle brake, you know, I think you can still get obviously good groupings and good accurate shots. It's just not going to feel as well on your body when you're doing a lot of shooting with the shotgun. But if you're worried about the shotgun recoil, go ahead and get that V6 muzzle brake, because you're really going to love it. You're going to love the shotguns a lot more. And for me, that's my favorite gun. All right, and then let's go over the numbers for the V6 muzzle brake on the Mantis X10 data here. So the first shot, it says muzzle rise is a negative 0.47. So I don't know what happened there. It was a really small recoil. Recoil width 20.69 degrees, recoil angle 1.76. So I think I already noticed the recoil angle is even way low and really improved. Muzzle rise on the second shot shows 0 degrees, recoil width 0 degrees, recoil angle negative 2.8. That's interesting. I don't know if we can really use that data. Why did it show 0? Not sure. It was really smooth and flat shooting, I think. Muzzle rise on the third shot, 7.14, recoil width 3.47, recoil angle 2.52. In the fourth shot, 1.5, recoil width 2.85, and angle 54.49. Fifth shot, muzzle rise 1.19, recoil width 4.31, and recoil angle 66. So the recoil angles and probably the width, I'm not sure you can pay too much attention to, but we'll put this on the table here, I guess, for quick analysis. But in general, that V6 muzzle brake really reduces that muzzle rise and felt recoil, and I felt a lot more comfortable shooting the 12 gauge shotgun anyway with those rifled slugs and having the V6 muzzle brake on there. It really didn't feel like it was kicking at all, kicking me back or pushing me or shoving a lot of the gun right into my shoulder. So that V6 muzzle brake really did a great job there, guys. Okay, so here is the slow motion that I said that I was going to show you guys. So on each one, I put them on top of each other with a black bar where the barrels are, so that you can see how much of the rise of the muzzle you will get with and without the V6 muzzle brake. And then I have a black shadow behind me that kind of has a point of reference on each of them where the black bars crisscross on my shoulder. And then there you can see how much of the recoil sends my body backwards. So that kind of gives you guys a good reference or visual reference of how much better your muzzle rise and recoil is with the V6 muzzle brake. And then I also put each of their Mantis X10 data in the top right corners of the screens. And then you can just basically match each shot to that data. So some of that data obviously is a little iffy, I think, but you can kind of see the differences there and actually see how much that muzzle rises compared to what the actual data is on each shot. And you can definitely see how much less recoil you will get from that V6 muzzle brake. The muzzle rise is virtually 0. Everything stays within that black bar, whereas without the muzzle brake, you can see the muzzle rise. You can also notice how much of those gases are blowing up through those holes on the V6 muzzle brake. It's pretty amazing actually when you're out there shooting it. It shoots off into like a V shape, and wow, yeah, there's a lot of gases that come through there. It's actually pretty cool, I think. The ammunition in the top that you see has a lot of sparks, and in this next clip you'll get to see how much flame comes out of the chamber. Take a look and watch closely. There it is. So it's like a dragon's breath or something like that. I mean, I definitely saw that out of the corner of my eye and felt the heat of that on my cheek. Those rounds were the 12 gauge 2 3/4 inch tornado slugs from Sterling. Not sure what was with those, but a lot of those rounds were actually sparking throughout that whole sequence there in the top. Okay, that does it, guys, I think, for today on the shotgun. That was fun. I would like to shoot it some more, but I do want to get on to some still shooting competition with the pistols out there and the pistol base. So anyway, the V6 muzzle brake, I got them now both on both of my shotguns here. They are amazing, guys. It's the best muzzle brake that I can think of that I've seen online and tried, actually. So this muzzle brake is really going to reduce that muzzle rise, and you'll be able to get back on target a lot faster. And then also it's definitely going to help you out if you hate that painful recoil kick, especially when shooting slugs and 3-inch shells of any type, turkey loads and all that stuff. You can shoot all kinds of things through that muzzle brake: slugs, buckshot, birdshot, anything you want. And that thing's really going to make you guys happy. So if you like this video, go ahead and click like and subscribe to the channel. If you guys have any comments or questions, leave them in the comment section. And as I always do, I go ahead and respond when I can. If you hate this video, go ahead and just click that thumbs down button twice. Okay, we'll see you guys in the next video. We'll see you next time.